My name is Dr. A. Shalja. I am from Government Degree College Autonomous Siddipet, Department of Botany. I am going to discuss today the cell division. Cell division. So, cell division. Cell division. What is the cell division? So, in the Rudolf Virchow 1959 year, the cell lineage theory, it means new cells are arise from pre-existing cells by the division. Okay. So, given that definition given by the Rudolf Virchow in 1959 and the cell lineage theory, it means that new cells are arise from the pre-existing cells by the division. So, the cell divisions mainly two types, that is a direct cell division, that means amitosis, and indirect cell division. So, indirect cell division is two types, that is a mitosis and meiosis. Direct cell division is the amitosis and indirect cell division is the two types, that is the mitosis and meiosis. So, direct cell division, amitosis. So, that Robert Remark given that amitosis means a single cell divides into two unequal cells. A single cell divides into two unequal cells. This type of cell division occurs in the bacteria and protozoans. So, bacteria, yeast, amoeba and tapetal cells, these all are for the example for the amitosis, primitive cell division. The spindle apparatus is not formed in this division. Okay, this is the direct cell division, amitosis. So, in this is said by the Robert Remark, bacteria, yeast, amoeba and tapetal cells are the example for the amitosis. Primitive cell division we will observe in this cell division, and a spindle apparatus is not formed. A single cell divides into two unequal cells. This type of cell division occurs in the bacteria and protozoans. The cell elongates and a constriction appears. See here in this diagram you will observe that a single construction is the cell elongates and a constriction is appears at the center, and the nucleus and the cytoplasm undergoes unequal division, and the nucleus and the cytoplasm also undergoes unequal division. So, then what happened? This is known as amitosis. Unequal division means amitosis. There is no formation of chromosome and spindle fibers. We are not observed that the spindle fibers are not formed in this. So, this like the vacuole is there, nucleus is there, this is the single cell, it going to divide the unequal division, bud formation, one this like daughter nucleus going to divide two, and this is the bud formed in the edge and movement of the nucleus into the bud. So, then the two nucleus, one nucleus undergoes cell cytoplasm also goes to the that bud with nucleus and cytoplasm. Then this daughter yeast and bud scare, this is the parent yeast. So, there is no formation of chromosomes and spindle fibers. This is we are called amitosis. This is the amitosis. So, see here we are observing in the amoeba same like so this is the parent amoeba and elongation of the nucleus, see here. So, that nucleus it elongates in and after that division of nucleus and cytoplasm. So, the nucleus divide into two and cytoplasm also divide into two. Then the two daughter nucleus daughter cells are formed. So, next stages in the amitosis, the cell division of bacteria. So, this is the parent cell. Karyokinesis first will happen, and nucleus construction, this like we are observed in that. Next, cytokinesis. After that, cytoplasmic construction is appeared in the cell and dividing the two daughter cells. Nucleus and cytoplasm are going to the two cells. So, it divides into two cells. This is the bacterial cell division. Okay, direct cell division. So, that is a direct cell division is two types, that is a mitosis and meiosis. So, that mitosis is what? Mitosis means two identical daughter cells are formed. That division is called mitosis, two identical daughters. So, it means in the amitosis that is an unequal cells are formed, but in the mitosis two identical daughter cells are formed. Division is called mitosis. Walter Fleming in 1879 coined the term that mitosis. The mitosis term was coined by the Walter Fleming in the 1879. Mitos means thread is a splitting. So, that thread is a splitting. Strasburger in the 1879 observed the mitotic cell division in the plants. So, it takes place in vegetative and somatic cells. The mitosis we are observed in the vegetative cells and somatic cells also. That is a mitosis. After that, we are coming to the cell cycle. What is the cell cycle? The regular series of events occurring in a growing cell is called cell cycle. The regular series of events occurring in the growing cell, that is called a cell cycle. The cell cycle usually consists of two periods, interphase and a division phase. Two phases are there in the cell cycle, that is a interphase and a division phase. A series of changes occur in a cell. Dividing cells is called a cell cycle. Two phases are there, that is the interphase and mitotic phase. Division phase means mitotic phase. So, what happened in the interphase? That the time gap between the two successive cell divisions. Biochemical changes takes place and the cell prepared for the division, that is happening in the interphase. In this again divided into three distinct phases. This again divided into three distinct phases. See here, this is the cell cycle diagram. So, in that three distinct phases means G1 phase is the gap period 1 phase, and second phase is the S phase. S phase means synthesis phase, synthetic phase, and the third one is the G2 phase, gap period 2 phase. That is the cell cycle phases. Okay. So, that a series of changes occurred in the cell, dividing cells is called cell cycle. Two phases are there, interphase and division phase or mitotic phase. In the interphase, we are observed that time gap between the two successive cell divisions. Biochemical changes takes place and the cell prepared for the division. It is again divided into three distinct phases, that is G1 phase and S phase and G2 phase. So, see here in the what happened. That interphase is a period of intense biosynthetic activity during the which cell prepares for the division by precisely duplicating its chromosomes, multiplying the cell organelles and increasing the volume of its protoplasm. So, then interphase is a non-mitotic period in the cell cycle. Interphase was once considered as a resting phase since no apparent changes occurs in the cell. But interphase is a period of intense cellular metabolic activity. The time period for interphase in the plants 16 to 24 hours. So, it will take this time, it will take the time that are totally 16 to 24 hours. In the interphase is divisible into three periods. That is the G1 phase, the first gap period, and S phase is the synthetic period, and G2 phase is the second gap period. So, then what happened in the G1 phase? It is between M and S phase. G1 phase is the G1 gap 1 period is the, it is between G1 phase it is between M phase and S phase. M phase and S phase. So the cell enlarges and RNA and protein synthesis takes place. So in this phase that cell enlarges and RNA and protein synthesis takes place, that is the G1 phase. Next S phase, it is this phase between the G1 and G2 is the synthetic phase. G1 is the pre-synthetic period during the S phase or synthetic period, but during the S phase this synthetic period replication of DNA occurs. In the S phase, in the synthetic phase, replication of DNA occurs in the synthetic phase. So then G2 phase is the gap 2 phase. It is the second gap period. It is the phase between the S and M. RNA and protein synthesis occurs, and G2 is the post synthetic period. ATP is required for the formation of spindle fibers. These are synthesized during the G2 phase. So in the G2 phase, the spindle fibers are formed. So that is the S phase takes the 7 hours and G2 phase is the 3 hours, G1 phase is the 5 hours. G1 phase takes the 5 hours and S phase takes 7 hours and G2 gap 2 period takes the 3 hours, totally 15 hours, 16 to 24 hours takes the time in the plants. This is the cell cycle interphase. Okay. So then we are coming to the M phase. M phase is what? The process of the M phase, the process of the starting period of cell division to that of the ending period is known as M phase. It takes 1 hour. In this phase, first nuclear division occurs followed by the division of cytoplasm. This is the M phase, interphase and M phase. So the cell cycle has the two phases, that is the interphase and the division phase. That means M phase, interphase and division phase. So interphase is completed. M phase is the process of the starting period of the cell division to that of the ending period is known as M phase. It takes 1 hour only. So but interphase takes 16 to 24 hours in the plants, but the M phase takes only 1 hour. In this phase, first nuclear division occurs followed by the division of cytoplasm. So mitotic phase, mitosis occurs in the somatic cells, hence it is called a somatic cell division. Mitosis occurs very actively in apical meristems of the stem or root. The root apex is very much convenient to observe mitosis. Mitosis results in the formation of two identical daughter cells. Therefore, it is known as equational division. Mitosis means in this again two stages are there, karyokinesis and cytokinesis, but we have to mention what is the mitosis. It is occurs in the somatic cells, so hence it is called, we are called somatic cell division. It occurs very actively in the apical members of the stem or root. The root apex is very much convenient to observe the mitosis. Mitosis results in the formation of two identical daughter cells. Therefore, it is known as equational division. The division of nucleus is a lengthy and continuous process, and for convenience it is divided into 4 phases. So again it is in this again two stages, that is the karyokinesis and cytokinesis. In the karyokinesis, the karyokinesis is divided into 4 phases, that is the prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. So the karyokinesis is divided into 4 phases, that is the prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. So first one is the prophase. So this is the first phase of the mitosis. What happened in this stage? The chromosome in the prophase consists of 2 chromatids. The prophase consists of 2 chromatids. The chromosome in the prophase it consists of 2 chromatids. The chromatids become shorter and thicker due to coiling and folding. Okay, in the prophase we are observed that what happens in the prophase, the chromosome has the two chromatids. The chromatids become shorter and thicker due to coiling and folding. By the end of this phase, nucleolus and nuclear envelope disintegrate and disappear. Nucleolus and nuclear envelope, two are disintegrated and disappear. Nucleoplasm mixes with cytoplasm. The chromosomes are scattered irregularly at the center of the cell. Chromosomes are scattered irregularly at the center of the cell. In the prophase, the two sister chromatids of each chromosome are very much distinct and appear as cylindrical parallel elements. They remain united at the centromere region. So, in the prophase we are observed this is the first phase of mitosis, and the chromosome in the prophase it consists of two chromatids. The chromatids become shorter and thicker due to the coiling and folding. By the end of this phase, the nucleolus and nuclear envelope too are disintegrated or disappear. Nucleoplasm mixes with the cytoplasm, and the chromosomes are scattered irregularly at the center of the cell. The two sister chromatids of each chromosome are very much distinct and appear as cylindrical parallel elements. They remain united at the centromere region. This is the prophase. So, then we are coming to the second phase, that is the metaphase. So, in that prophase, early prophase, all are very so next in the late prophase, we are observing that spindle fibers, chromosomes, centromere, cell wall, nucleolus and nuclear envelope too are disappear at the last stage, late prophase. So, then we are coming to the metaphase. It is the second phase. The spindle fibers are formed and the chromosomes are arranged at the equatorial plane. So, then the spindle fibers are formed and the chromosomes are arranged. The chromosomes are arranged at the equatorial plane with the help of the spindle fibers. So, some spindle fibers extend from pole to pole. The spindle fibers extended from pole to pole. This like arrangement we are observing in this diagram, that polar region spindle fibers are arranged pole to pole, and some fibers extended from pole to equatorial plane and get attached to the chromosomes with the protein discs of the centromere region. So, then the centromeres of all these chromosomes lie on the equatorial plane and their arms are floating freely. See here, in this centromere are attached with the spindle fibers, but the arms are floating freely. At the equatorial plane, we are observing that the centromeres of all the chromosomes lie on the equatorial plane and their arms are floating freely. That is the metaphase, that is the second phase. After that, so in the metaphase we are observing that spindle fibers are formed, the spindle fibers are formed of pole to pole, and at the equatorial plane also that will be arranged, and the chromosomes attached with the spindle fibers at the centromere place, but the arms are freely floating. That is the metaphase. So, then we are coming to the anaphase. This is the third phase. Okay, this is the third phase, anaphase, and during this phase the sister chromatids also separated at the centromere region. Each of the sister chromatids with its own centromere acts as the daughter chromosome. See here, this what happened, the centromeres are separated. The sister chromatids are separated at the centromere region. Each the sister chromatids with its own centromere acts as the daughter chromosome. Daughter chromosomes separate due to the repulsive forces. They migrate towards opposite poles due to the contraction of chromosomal spindle fibers. So, this in this anaphase we are observed that two daughter chromosomes are separated in the equator region. So, they are separated to they are going to repulsive forces and the two daughter chromosomes are separated. Okay, but of the chromosomal spindle fibers, that the contraction of the chromosomal spindle fibers, this pulling causes that the daughter chromosomes to assume different shapes, that V shape, L shape, I shape and J shape. By the end of the anaphase, sets of the daughter chromosomes reach the opposite poles. So end of the anaphase division. So in this division at the anaphase stage, the sets of the daughter chromes reach to the opposite poles. That is the anaphase. So in the prophase, the chromatids are become very thickening and shorter and thicker due to the coiling and folding. So by the end of the phase, the nucleolus and nuclear envelope are disappeared. Then the nucleoplasm mixed with the cytoplasm. We are observed these things in the prophase, where we are coming to the second phase, that is the metaphase. In the metaphase, the spindle fibers are formed pole to pole and equatorial plane. The chromosomes are arranged with the centromere attached with the spindle fibers. They are arranged with the equatorial plane. That is the metaphase. In the third phase, we are observed that anaphase, the chromosomes are scattered or going to each poles with the own centromere. That two daughter set of daughter chromosomes are separated due to the repulsive forces. So then they migrate towards opposite poles and the contraction of chromosomal spindle fibers. This pulling causes that daughter chromosomes to assume different shapes, that is a V, L, J, I. Okay, so by the end of the anaphase, the sets of the daughter chromosomes reach the opposite poles. This is the third phase, anaphase. We are coming to the telophase. It is the telophase. It is the fourth stage. The set of the daughter chromosomes, at the poles organize into daughter nuclei. So that is the set of the daughter chromosomes at the poles organize into daughter nuclei. The chromosomes uncoil and appear as a network. See here in this diagram, you observe that the set of the daughter chromosomes at the poles organize into daughter nuclei. The chromosomes uncoil and appear as a network, that is called a chromatin reticulum. Okay, the chromatin become a what happening, that form as a one reticulum. Okay, it's a form coiled and uncoiled but appear as a network. Okay, that network is called a chromatin reticulum. Nuclear envelope and nucleoli are again formed in the last phase, that is the telophase. Thus, two daughter nuclei which are identical are formed. They contain the same number of chromosomes as in their mother nucleus. This is the mitosis, fourth division, telophase. In the telophase, we are observed that two identical cells are formed. They contain the same number of chromosomes as in their mother nucleus. This is the telophase. This is the telophase. So next we are coming to the cytokinesis. So in this cytokinesis, we are observed the cell division, the karyokinesis. In the karyokinesis, four phases are there. That is the prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. The two daughter nuclei are separated in the telophase. Okay, this is the cell plate, the nuclear membrane and the nuclear envelope, all are again appeared. Okay, so then the cytokinesis. In the cytokinesis, karyokinesis is followed by the cytokinesis. Karyokinesis followed by the cytokinesis. So in this it is division of cytoplasm. It is division of cytoplasm. The karyokinesis is followed by the cytokinesis. It is division of cytoplasm. It results in the formation of two daughter cells. At anaphase, a barrel shaped structure, it called a phragmoplast. So at the anaphase, last, so at last in the anaphase we are observed that a barrel shaped structure is called phragmoplast. So it is organized at the interzonal region of the spindle pectin, brought by the vesicles combine in the extracellular space between in the daughter cells to form a fluid plate. So see here, this is one of the cell plate is observed between the two daughter cells. So that in the anaphase the barrel shaped structure is called a phragmoplast. It is organized at the interzonal region of the spindle pectin. It brought by the vesicles. It combine in the extracellular space between the two daughter cells. So it to form a fluid plate. This fluid plate undergoes physical and chemical changes. So this fluid plate undergoes physical and chemical changes and transforms into middle lamellum. Then on either surface of the middle lamellum, the primary wall material is deposited. To complete the formation of the cross wall. Thus, two daughter cells are formed. So then what happened? The karyokinesis is followed by the cytokinesis. It is a division of cytoplasm. It results in the formation of two daughter cells. So then what happened at the anaphase stage? A barrel shaped structure, it's called phragmoplast. It is organized at the interzonal region of the spindle pectin. It brought by the vesicles and combined in the form of the extracellular space between the daughter cells. So it's to form a fluid plate. This fluid plate undergoes physical and chemical changes and transform into middle lamellum. So then the fluid plate is formed as the middle lamellum. And either surface of the middle lamellum, the primary wall material is deposited to complete the formation of the cross wall. Thus, two daughter cells are formed in the telophase stage. That is the cytokine. See here in the anaphase, in the telophase, see here what happened. So in the cytokinesis, last one is we observed that cell wall, plasma membrane and vesicles filled with cell wall components. So some type in the second stage that cell vesicles are filled. Okay, then vesicles fuse and forming the new cell wall. This like green color cell wall is formed between the daughter cells. Okay, so this is the completed new cell wall. This like, okay, this is the cytokinesis. And after that what is the significance of the mitosis? What happened in the mitosis? What is the significance is there in the mitosis? So the daughter cells are formed. Mitosis are identical with the mother cell in all characters. See here what happened. Mitosis results in the formation of two identical cells. Two identical cells means what? Total with the mother cell in all characters. It will be all mother characters. So then that is the mitosis. It results in the formation of two identical cells. The two identical cells with the mother cell in all characters. That is the first one. That is the significance of mitosis. First significance of the mitosis. So then the daughter cells get the same genotype as that of the parent cell. Same genotype. It has the same genotype as that of the parent cell. The body cells are able to maintain the same genetic complement. So then in unicellular organism, mitosis results in the reproduction. So mitosis results in the reproduction. So then in the unicellular organisms, so in the mitosis gives the results in the reproduction. So then in the multicellular organisms, the mitosis lead to the growth, wound healing, regeneration of lost part and the secondary growth. So in the unicellular organisms, we are observed that mitosis results in the reproduction. But in the multicellular organisms, mitosis lead to the growth and wound healing, regeneration of lost part and the secondary growth. That is the multicellular organisms significance of mitosis in the multicellular organisms. So then mitosis is useful in the carrying out asexual reproduction and vegetative propagation. So it is useful in the carrying out asexual reproduction and vegetative propagation. So then the vegetative asexual propagation takes place through the mitosis only. Then the development of an organism takes place through the mitosis, and wound healing and regeneration of tissues are possible due to the mitosis only. In the multicellular organisms, we are observed that wound healing and regeneration of tissues, these are possible due to the mitosis only. This is the significance of the mitosis. Very, very important than in the organisms. In the unicellular organisms, that mitosis results in the reproduction, but in the multicellular organisms, it mitosis leads to the growth and wound healing and the regeneration of last part and the secondary growth. This is the significance of mitosis. Very, very important. Then this is the mitosis. Thank you.